Okay, this is just a quick rundown on my new Prosa product called Easy Snap Biomechanical. Um, what it is basically is just a sci-fi modular set that has got that's set up for snapping together. So I'll just demo what I would do in a typical scene. So first off, I'd get rid of the I'd hide the ground for a start, because that's going to interfere with some of the geometry when you come in. And it's props in the props directories under Midnight Stories BioMech. Okay, so let's just start something simple. We'll just double click on a straight. Now that's loaded in, and as you can see, it's you only view it from the inside. It's not a double-sided set. So we'll zoom out a bit. Okay, let's add something else. Let's say a 90-degree bend. We'll double click it. And make sure before you start moving anything that everything is zeroed out here. So what we'll do to we'll move it in the Z direction, and as you can see, it jumps in certain increments. So you just sort of wait till it snaps into position. Sorry, I know it's a little bit fast, but bear with me. It was pretty tough to get it over to Poser. So now you can see that that's locked in. And let's add, say, let's add a T-piece. We'll double click it. Now we'll turn it, and what you do, only use your transitions and your rotation, Y rotation. So I've got it so it only goes in increments of 30. So basically make sure it's one of the 90 degrees, 180, 270, and so on. Again, we'll move this in the Z direction and the Z. So that's snapped in there. And so as you can see, that's how you basically snap things together. Let's we'll add an end. And it's good to always like have your hierarchy editor on, so it's easy selection. So the end, that needs to turn around to 180. And as you can see, that snaps in perfect as well. So that's really the basics of it. It's quite simple. So we can let's add a door. And let's move it along the Z direction again. Put it somewhere there. Now the door comes with a set of morphs for opening and closing it. So it's just as simple as that. It's just a straight linear morph that opens up the doors. This has its own inbuilt lighting through the lights, through the PBR shaders, which like the lights have got emissive shaders on them which will produce its own lights. Now sometimes you're going to see that the textures don't look right in the actual preview, but don't worry about that. That's just a poser thing. It only handles certain size maps. These are fairly large and highly detailed. So we'll just close that up. Now for rendering, I'm going to make a suggestion. We'll go into render settings, and as all these ones are like for superfly and not firefly, sorry, there were just the maps just did not work in firefly and it was just a mess. What I normally do is just put on the default one, which is and this is pretty high quality, just on that one, and we'll hit render, and it should look like something like that. And yes, you'll notice that I did change the main render focal point. I'm going to suggest you have it between 30 and 20, because when you're inside small compartments like this, it's hard to everything looks super close up, and this is just the best way to get around it. So as you see, the light, I've added no extra lights. I probably could delete all these lights and it would be quite a fair bit dark. Actually, why don't we do that? We'll just see what this, and to clear lights, where are we? Utilities, delete lights. And if you do that, obviously everything turns dark, but it'll give us a true indication of how well these things light up the scene. And it's really up to you whether you want to add lights or not. So as you can see, deleting all the lights out of there doesn't really make much difference. Might be a little bit darker in places, but pretty well it's the same. And as you can see, from this one to the last one, there's really negligible differences. So, but sometimes these external lights can make a difference. So if you want more consistent renders, that's what I would do. If you want to navigate around but you can't see anything, I would suggest probably putting on one of this mode, and start and wander around like that, and then you don't have to worry about whether the lights are on or not. because what you're looking for is one of these things, and that's a lighting source. But I do have a pre-made scene with proper lightings, spotlights and different things on it. Now what I've done is I've created an external scene file, and what we'll do is we'll load that in. We'll go up open, no, and I've just put it, and then whatever directory you unzipped it into, it'll come under the runtime under the support directory, Midnight Stories, BioMech, and we'll open that up. Okay, so now that's loaded. Now the reason why I've done it externally, because if you save it internally, Poser for some reason wipes out all the camera positions. It doesn't turn off doesn't turn off the ground, and it also keeps whatever lights you previously had before it. So it's not much use really. So, but if it's loaded externally, then all you have to do to access the cameras, which you're looking for something with camera on it. So let's go to the camera top here. Again, it's very dark, but that's not what it actually looks like. So we'll just give that a render to what it will look like. And as you can see, it's quite different from the preview window. I wish I knew how to have something a bit closer to the what they've got in the Poser preview window, but that's basically what it's like. Now another way to move around in this particular scene is go to your camera presets, and wherever you've got your lighting, look for the Midnight Stories under, and I've got about seven different places you can have a look at. You just basically make sure you've got your main cameras selected, and we'll say let's go to the green one, the door. Double click it, and that basically just knocks you around in different places. So that's just another easy way to do it. And I think that's about it. I hope you get some enjoyment out of this, and thanks for watching.